So I'm a giant robot with a laser. We can definitely make a mess of this planet, starting with one lonely rock and moving on to whatever happens to be unfortunate enough to be the closest thing to me. And I get to unlock skills. I mostly just want a better laser. Can we get one of those? For now, we're going to settle for electromagnetism because that sounds as exciting as a laser. Now, where was I? Last time I had my own planet all to myself, I lit it on fire. And apparently electromagnetism is done, so we've unlocked towers. So now we get an auto miner, but it wants some power. Can I just build a wind turbine like inside of it? That actually works. And it stopped. What did you stop for? There's still ore to mine. And apparently we've unlocked an upgrade for our mecha core. Improve the mecha core and increase the upper limit of mecha core energy. Yes, please. Then I think I can maybe unlock logistics. That comes with conveyor belts, and I kind of like conveyor belts. But that means I need to mine some more metals, so we need to find some more metals. This robot sure takes his time getting around. You'd think with all this technology we can get him a bike or something. I definitely need some copper though, and I'm pretty sure this is copper. So we're going to sit here and mine this for a while. And then we're going to turn that into copper sheets, and then we need some iron sheets. But for that, we need iron. Is this iron? This is stone. And this one is iron. But the best part is we can be turning this into iron ingots while we're mining it. I can't wait to set up an automatic process for this, but we'll get there. There's our mecha core done thanks to those. Now we have more energy. And I don't really know what this guy eats.
Human flesh.
So I've just been putting wood and stuff in them. But I'm pretty sure planets only have so many trees because normally I make it my mission to remove those trees. So for now, you can have some more wood. All the wood you want. There you go. So now I need 10 gears, which come from iron bars. Can we auto-produce all the way along? I need more iron. And then the second part of this is going to be the circuit board, which takes iron and copper. Luckily for me, all you have to do is hit the produce button and it automatically breaks everything down into the pieces you need, so I can actually be kind of lazy for once. I feel like we're going to be doing a lot of waiting. Anyways, that just finished as I clicked onto the menu. Now I have conveyor belts, whatever those are and whatever these are. That all sounds pretty interesting and stuff up there, but I want this. I think it makes sense to put a mining machine on all of this iron. Those aren't super cheap to build, but I'm going to make a bunch anyways. And that's gonna go right there where it's touching as many nodes as possible. And then it also wants some power, so we're gonna put a power pole, I don't know, right there. Okay, so now we need to put the conveyors somewhere, but before I do that I want to be mining copper also, while also reminding Mother Nature who's in charge on this planet. So now that we're here, we just gotta wait for it to be built, but we do have lots of copper. And Idiot wants more wood, so I'm gonna give him more wood. There you go. Really should find him a better fuel source. Maybe like a hydrogen fuel rod, but I feel like I can put those to better use than feeding Idiot. And if I put this guy here, he's on 8 copper nodes. 8 seems like a pretty good number to be placing things on. Didn't think about how far away this was either. Probably gonna need some extra power. Luckily, I spent so much time mining crap already that I should have all the resources. It's just a matter of Idiot turning them into something useful. I really do like how all these need is wind to work. I don't need to fuel my power plants. They power everything else without any fuss. Well, now that I got my miners working hard, I need to figure out what to turn these resources into. I guess for now, while I'm waiting, I'm just going to manually take all the ore out of these things, that way they can continually mine without my babysitting them. This one doesn't have enough power. So once I go and collect the copper, we're going to make another wind turbine. And that looks something like that. Now we can continually take stuff out of here until I figure out where I want to send it. The next thing I want to unlock for my mech is a mechanical frame, plus 1 movement speed. And my Idiot was hungry again, so I gave him some coal. I've got lots of coal for now, so he's just gonna eat coal for a long time. Waiting on more research. And there we go, we've unlocked the smelter. So all I had to do was use a sorter to connect from the conveyor to the smelter, and then I just need to give it a little more power because everything wants power. But since everything runs on wind, I'm gonna make like 10 turbines right now, because these aren't that bad to make. That way everything can have lots of power. Every soul harvesting machine needs its very own power source. So this guy is simply going to be making iron ingots. That's all it's going to do for a while. Okay, so the copper is now going to be turned into the smelter here, which will be turned into copper bars, and then it gets its own wind turbine because everything on my planet gets its own wind turbine. Then I just need to make 10 of these gears, and then we're on to whatever's next. Production at work. I wonder how many of these it's going to take to make the game crash. And my basic assembler is done. And I'm going to put that way over here because I'm a disaster. But we'll connect that with conveyors soon enough. But not before making sure it's got lots of power all to itself. For now, I'm going to have whatever this thing is making circuit boards because that takes both iron and copper. So once this thing is done making whatever it's making, they're going to go into the storage for now until I know what to do with them. So as soon as these idiots are done building that, we'll actually be making some progress again. It may not be the most efficient, but it's never going to be. But let's face it, you're not here for the efficiency, you're here for the chaos. So the next miner is going there, it's getting a wind turbine there. And then apparently these guys over here are out of power. Luckily I have a solution for that, have another wind turbine. have all the wind turbines you could possibly want. And then this new iron ore I'm smelting is going to turn into gears, which will then be stored in here until I figure out what to do with those. Next, I think we'd better try and unlock whatever this is because it is the main quest. That's very easy to build. I probably have tons of that crap already. Basically, at this point, if I don't have something, I just walk around and empty out my machines and take it from there. What is this guy's problem? I forgot to put a sorter that's going to feed that guy, and now that it's there, it doesn't have enough power. Luckily, I have a solution for that. More wind. We're going to throw that up there and it's just going to connect to the overall network. And my electromagnetism is done. This thing finally seems to be moving, but it's not coming from my conveyor belt. So I added another power pole somewhere in the mix just to make it even messier, and we're finally making gears. And now we can make the electromagnetic matrix. We're going to need lots of these, I'm sure, so I'm just going to crank this number up as high as I can and sit back and relax. Because thanks to this guy over here, I already have almost 500 of these chips, so I'm going to take some of those for now. And then it tells me I can build a matrix lab. That sounds like something that should go, I don't know, right there. So this looks like it's going to do stuff eventually, but for now, I don't really care that much. Once I get another 47 of the blue cubes, I'm going to get whatever this is, and that's going to make my mech faster. And since this coal miner really isn't doing anything right now, I'm just going to funnel it into a storage so it can at least be working efficiently. And there we go. Well, I mean, once I make 60 of those things, then I'll have a super fast mech. That's going to be a little bit expensive because each one of those takes 2 iron bars, 1 gear, and 1 magnetic coil. Look at that coal go. No idea what I'm going to use that for, but I've got some coal. And from what I see, all the technology we research now is going to take the blue cubes, so I'm going to need to start farming those. Which makes me think that I put this in a really stupid spot. But at least I do have a use for all of those circuits that I've been making. I just need to get them from here all the way over to there, and so far I have this much conveyor to work with. I just finished my mechanical frame, so that means 1 meter a second extra movement speed. Next we need blue and red cubes. I don't know what those take to get, but we are now this fast. That might not feel like much, but I feel a lot better about this now because I spread my base out like an idiot. But since I've been putting this guy in sprocket duty, he's made several hundred. So I've now managed to get the chips going all the way into this guy. Now I just need to get some of these things going, magnetic coils, which means I'm going to need another source of iron and copper. So I've set up this little guy mining iron and turning it into the iron rings. Then I just need to walk across the entire universe to set up another mining machine to bring copper bars over to the other thing. I don't really know if they're going to share, but I don't really care at this point. We'll make this work. Then we're going to have the world's longest conveyor belt if I ever even make it go that far. Then once I finally get everything over here, we're going to throw it through the assembling machine to make the part we need, and that's still going to involve a few extra steps, including power. I worked all through the night, and here we go. Things are finally coming over to the assembler if my idiots would ever finish the conveyor belt. I've got it all connected up, so we're going to start producing our blue cubes pretty quick, and that's going to help jump me ahead. Now I just need to give this idiot the proper recipe of magnetic coil, and away it goes. Until I realize that I'm giving it raw copper ore, I need to run it through a smelter first. This hurts me more than you could know. It took a long time to create this stuff to make this conveyor belt, and now I have to dismantle it because I'm stupid. And then I still have to wait for idiots to once again build things. There it is, finally. Now everything is making itself. And it's about time because I've got like a few thousand of these chips. Now I can just sit here and watch this container eat all the blue cubes until I figure out what I want to do with them. I feel like I should also collect all of my wind turbine networks. I don't know why, but I feel like that would be to my benefit. But also, I've been wrong before. My base looks bigger than it is because it's so spread out, but at least it has adequate power. Currently we're producing 7.2 megawatts and we're using kind of between 3 and 4 on average. And now that we're producing pretty much everything possible, let's figure out what we need next. Thermal power sounds fun. Let's use 30 of our cubes on that. Considering we have 82 already, that doesn't seem so expensive anymore. Because I'm thinking once I get this new power plant, I can just feed all of this coal directly into it and pollute the life out of everything. And there we go. You can now use a thermal power station. And they're not even that hard to build. So let's throw it right here where it's going to connect into my power network automatically. And then we just need to figure out how to fuel it. I just realized also that I'm not sure if this thing can eat coal. How do you want more power? There's like 1 billion watts of power going around. Our new engine seems to be accepting the coal. And it seems to be generating quite a bit of power with that coal. So I went from like 7 megawatts of power to 9.36. That's a lot of extra power, and that's going to feed itself basically forever. Look at the size of that planet. Looks like it's headed right for us. Maybe we could draw it in with some gravity. And how many blue cubes? 100. We have 150 total blue blue cubes. Next, we're going to upgrade the drive engine on my mech suit for 150 coal and 60 rings. I think we've probably got enough coal to accomplish this task. We don't have a ton of these rings, so I'm going to borrow 20 for now, and then we're going to make our own. Then it's just back to the waiting game. So while we're waiting for Idiot to do something, we're going to do high efficiency plasma control, and probably also fluid storage encapsulation. Drive engine is done, so that means if I'm flying around, I can fly faster. I didn't realize I could fly this high. So what happens if I let it go? Okay, this is kind of confusing, but that definitely is quicker for moving around though. I'm going to enjoy this a lot because I haven't really explored the planet very much. There could be a lot of other cool stuff out there. I just basically started building right where I landed. I think there might have been some kind of limitation to my flight mode because right now I'm just flying into the ground. But on the bright side, I did find the sunny side of the planet, and now my high efficiency plasma control is done. Finally found something new. I found crude oil seep. Okay, I understand how flying works now. I have this battery at the bottom. If I'm holding still, that slowly recharges as long as I have some kind of fuel. Flying, of course, uses up a lot of that. Hopefully I didn't go too far off course and actually make it back to my base. Well, that was fun. Turns out there's not a ton to see out there. But while I was gone, I got another 172 cubes. Next, we'll do smelting purification because that's going to be needed to get solar collection. Okay, smelting purification is done, so now I can work with silicon or if I ever find it, but more importantly, we want this solar power. And I'm not really sure where to find any other ore because I circled the entire planet and I don't think I saw anything different anywhere. There are a few oil things near my base that I didn't see before, but still no silicon. I got impatient while waiting for my solar panels to be researched, so I made a water pump and a water tank. Not sure why I need this considering I'm surrounded by water, but I've got it. At this point with my inefficient process, I'm making 20 blue cubes per minute. My most abundant resource is simple iron ore at 125 per minute. Also, I'm going to upgrade my communication control to make my drones build stuff faster. And there's my solar technology. We're going to need solar panels everywhere. The game has just informed me that this planet does not have silicone veins, but I can get some from rock. It said I need to find a planet rich with silicone veins ASAP, but I don't think they understand. I finally have the ability to produce solar power, and that's going to be great. On a planet that's 75% in the dark, those are going to work awesome. And they take high purity silicone to make. But thanks to this one panel, I have a generation capacity of 10 megawatts. I do have lots of stone over here. I might be able to get enough silicone out of this stuff. So as soon as we get this guy powered up, we'll figure out exactly how much silicone it can get us. So this guy's working away very hard to try and put lots of stone into the storage. Hopefully he'll find some silicone along the way. Oh, I see. I can smelt rock into silicone. But that sounds like a problem for next time, when I can let this thing run for 12 hours and finally build up some materials.